Yeah.
Hey,
I'm back.
Had to bring the counterpart back, heaven forbid.
Did you miss me? You did.
We're not talking about like hemorrhoids or nothing.
No. But, I mean, Brian got a new hairstyle while I was gone.
I did.
I think we're going for the a retro look. Is that what we're going for?
Yeah, you know, if you look real close, you know when Brian needs a haircut, when A, you can pinch it, and second, when it sticks out.
Just means your brain's growing because you're working so hard.
Yeah.
Y'all are keeping Brian super busy.
Yeah, it's pushing the hairs out faster.
Mm-hmm. That's what's happening. So, take a minute and share. I did. I think I started a watch party.
Watch
So,
parties,
I mean...
yes. It's all about the watch parties.
But I don't think we see your comments unless you're watching from the Deckard & Company page. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
So, you know, you
Keep
can
that.
join my watch party or you can go to Deckard & Company's Facebook page if you want us to see your comments.
Yeah, but we are
But-
monitoring all the comments everywhere just when we can see it. But see, what in our software that we use, it only displays the
Yeah,
Deckard & Company one, so
right.
it's right in front of our face.
Right.
So,
Anyway, thanks for joining us Tuesdays at 2. It's my first Tuesday at 2. I also
just sounds better.
I
you know?
love Tuesdays because of tacos. So, there's that. We could have tacos one day. Maybe.
That's a great idea.
I don't
That's
know.
what we should do.
It's not really something you want to eat on camera, but I'll be vulnerable with you guys. I'm okay with it.
Hey, that's when you know.
That's right. For real.
For
For real. I'll even eat
Yeah.
chicken wings with you.
There's nothing like a good old bite and it falls down the front of your shirt.
All and down your hands. I actually had some fabulous fish tacos for lunch. I don't know if you know this about me.
I'm out.
Wait a minute.
Fish
Whoa.
taco.
I'm a fish taco connoisseur.
Oh, Lord.
Okay?
Okay.
So the farmer's market, it's brand new. It's right next door to the Restore,
Oh.
Habitat for Humanity, Manatee County Restore. That huge store in Oneiko. It used to be the Big Lots. Now it's all Manatee County Restore.
Mm-hmm.
There's a farmer's market right down there. They have all these little vendors in there, and they have the fish in there, and it's all fresh, and the shrimp, and they make it for you right there.
Nice.
It was super yummy.
There you go.
I know you're not loving the fish tacos, but they have some really great like chicken stew that my partner Karen had for lunch because we
Right.
had lunch together today. Fabulous. She let me have a bite of it. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we got it so good.
Oh, that must be Karen. I can't see her name, but it says Facebook
No,
user.
yep.
So good, has to be Karen.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
we got some of our peeps on, so
Yep.
we're gonna just jump right on in now that
think
y'all
so.
know to share and
Yep.
let everybody know we're here, and we're gonna talk about some cool stuff today. So, yay! Got ourselves on the back.
So today, we kind of talked about them before,
Mm-hmm.
but on today's little wish list, we're going to talk about browsers.
Right, and what's difference between those
Yes.
and a search engine?
And a search engine.
Because people get those confused all the time.
And I actually created this is really quick that I put it together, so don't judge me.
No
But I
judging.
put a really quick little presentation that you get to see like cool pictures and stuff.
I love pictures.
Yeah, right.
Those
So
are my
it's
favorite
gonna be
kind of
cool.
books, the ones with a
Yep.
lot of pictures.
Well, I got some pictures and I got the pup.
We got the pup.
The pup. Yeah. So should we?
We have
head
some
on over?
characters we're going to introduce too. Are we going to introduce
We're
those
only
characters?
going to introduce one
Just the
character
pup today.
Just
Just
the
the
pup
pup.
today, and how those characters coincide with Deckard and Company. So
So fun.
yeah, it's all about characters. So let's transition over to the
All right.
presentation.
There it is. And there we are
Yep,
still
so
in
here
that
we are.
corner. Aren't
Yep.
we cute?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it over to just the presentation, so you won't get to see our lovely mugs.
Can't see
especially
Brian's
this one.
hairstyle today.
Yep. And, but I can get closer and show everybody like that. So why don't I go into the presentation?
Yeah, we'll
And-
talk about some
Yep.
browsers.
So let me get my computer ready here. So what we're going to talk about are, yes, browsers.
And some of them track you and some of them don't.
Yeah, we're going to go into
All
that.
kinds of fun things.
Yes. So if you're looking, you can see the first little character.
He's so cute.
He's so awesome. That's the pup.
That's the pup.
That's the pup. So I'm not going to tell you about the pup until the end.
Yeah.
But So here we go.
It's really
So
cute,
let me get into my presentation. Okay, so browsers with Deckard and Company. Pretty cool stuff. So the first browser we're going to talk about is Chrome.
Probably the most popular.
Is definitely the most popular, and as we get later on down into the presentation, you're going to see just how popular the Chrome browser is. And this is the only thing that I'm going to go into with the difference between a browser and a search engine, because really to talk about a search engine is pretty freaking boring, so I didn't want to do a presentation. But yes, so the difference between a browser and a search engine. The browser is what displays all those beautiful web pages that you view, right?
Yep.
And a lot of people get to those web pages by using a search engine. Now, the different search engines out there, and I'll just name the most popular. Obviously, the most popular would be Google.
The Google machine.
Yep, the Google machine. The Google machine is by far the most popular search engine. And you can obviously use a search engine on any browser. So it doesn't matter what browser you're on. If you type in google.com, you're going to go to
Google.com.
yes, and you can do a search.
There you go.
Another popular search engine is Bing. Same thing. Bing is a Microsoft product. You can also do a DuckDuckGo.
Been using that lately. I like it.
Yeah, DuckDuckGo is great, but I'm going to introduce you to something that actually uses DuckDuckGo as their primary search engine. But then, I mean, you can really, it's just so awesome. So I think that's really all I need to talk about search engines, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
it
really,
makes sense to me. So it's like, you've got the search engine where you can type in phrases to find something, where the browser likes it. I mean, they'll still find it for you, but they like it when you can type in just the whole URL. Then you can get directly to that page without finding other results.
In all browsers, you can set a default search engine to whatever. So you can actually, in the browser itself, in the URL window where you're going to type in whatever you're looking for, can actually act as the search engine, because you've set it to, if somebody types in a search query, I want it to use like Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo. Some of them don't have DuckDuckGo, but yeah. So
I just like saying it.
Yeah, it's cool,
DuckDuckGo.
right? It's cool. Okay, so let's get into this. So Chrome is the most popular search engine out there.
Browser, you meant to say.
I'm sorry, browser. Yes, browser.
See, you're even confusing yourself now.
Well, yeah. So it is by far the most popular.
Yes.
And we're going to kind of talk about why it is in the next slide. So let's go to the next slide. So here we go. So what makes Chrome so damn popular? Well, as we see here, Chrome over the years was dominated. I mean, it's simply dominated all the others.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because you can put this sucker on all of your devices. So meaning your desktop or laptop, your tablet, and that very important mobile device that you hold in your hand every day.
Every day.
And most people hold it in their hand every minute, all day.
Guilty.
Every day. Don't put it down. Go to the bathroom.
I'm getting better at it, but yeah.
But yes, so Google has by far just blown them all out of the water. And when you see the statistics later in the presentation, you're going to be like, holy moly.
I mean, it's just a fact.
It's
a fact. It's not like me personally, Google, sometimes I like, sometimes I don't, but they dominate. So right now you got to play the game.
Yep, exactly. And, and here's the thing when it comes to a marketer and someone that builds websites. So,
like Brian.
Yeah, like me.
Brian actually builds the websites here at Deckard and Company and does the work here himself.
Yep. One of the things we're going to talk about today is outsourcers. And they're out there everywhere.
It sounds almost like sorcery when you say that.
And I'm supposed to be nice, not to call out anybody today.
Yeah,
so
be
I'm
nice,
not going
Brian.
to.
Be
I'm not
nice.
going to. But if you outsource, shame on you.
Well, especially if you don't tell your clients.
Yeah.
I get it. It's like sometimes people need that service, but you really just have to be transparent and tell your clients if you're outsourcing, because otherwise it's just a big
Yeah, and you
It's a
might
big fake news story.
Yeah, and you might want to not mark up 200%.
Yeah, don't do that.
Most turd buckets do.
Yes, they do.
So, okay, so that's enough about Google. So let's go to the next search engine that we shall talk about, which is Firefox. Firefox is another browser that, oh, actually, hold on, let's back up one, because I forgot to say this. Google is built on the Chromium platform. What does that mean? That means Chromium was actually built by Google as it's an open source platform for browsers. And you're going to see where that comes into play later on.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, very important. So now we're going to talk about Firefox. So Firefox is another very popular browser out there. When they developed it, it's open source. You know, it's the nice thing about Firefox is it's a great browser. They built their browser on its own platform, meaning its own code. So that's why it doesn't look like all these others out there that are currently out that we're going to talk about.
So question real quick.
Sure.
You're talking about Chrome and you're talking about Firefox. I know that in the past when I would work with clients on their digital marketing, they would tell me my website's not looking the same if I pull it up on, like, say, Internet Explorer. So there's some compatibility issues with certain search engines. Am I right?
You are 100% right.
Or browsers, I should say.
Yep, the
See, I'm
browsers.
confusing myself. So yeah, you want to make sure you're using the ones that are going to show your website the best.
Exactly. And, you know, and as we start talking about a couple of the biggest losers in my category list on displaying a website and why they failed and had to rework the way they did things is because, you know, we as designers and developers, you know, you want to create the website for your client that's going to display correctly on all the browsers. But the more code that you have to put in that head section and create different styles of pages going down the road, because if somebody was to visit you in that Internet Explorer back in the day, it was horrible. It was horrible. And that's because their rendering engine sucked. Just sucked.
Well, there you go.
Yep. So that's why they came out with, we'll talk about it in a minute, Edge. So Firefox, though, love Firefox. Always have loved Firefox. I obviously have every browser pretty much known to man on my machine so that I can test all websites. And you'll never find an issue with Firefox, the browser. It's fantastic.
Love it. And I know that we were talking about some extensions. Are you going to talk about that later?
You know what? I'll talk about that now.
Because extensions sometimes confuse people, I feel like, but I use them all the time because they're just like little shortcuts.
And also they add functionality to your browser. So like with Chrome, you know, let's say you want to track emails. You can add an extension into your browser that works and, you know, integrates with your Gmail so that when you send an email, you can track if the people look at it. And that's great for people that always tell you, well, I didn't see the email.
Liar.
Well, it's kind of funny because you
Don't
opened
lie
it
to me.
on such and such date at such and such time on this device.
And you can see how many times they looked at it too, right?
Exactly.
Like they opened it 3 times Yeah, and that's good information, especially if you're in any sort of sales environment.
Yes.
Because if you know so-and-so opened up your email and you're talking about this certain deal, you may want to call them at that moment. So, kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and we'll get into it a little bit more about extensions because, you know, you have your Google extensions, which you'll see can kind of go on over to other browsers because of a certain way those browsers are built. So let's go to the next browser. Next browser is Edge.
Another Microsoft product,
Yep.
just like
Internet Explorer.
Internet Explorer, right.
Internet Explorer has been officially nuked off the planet.
Yay!
Yeah, thank God. But believe it or not, there's still people out there that have it on their machines because they don't know how to get rid of it. And they think it's normal to see poopy websites.
Not normal, guys. Not normal.
Yeah. So what Microsoft did is, you know, a few years ago, they came out with an upgraded browser, and they called it Edge. The problem with it is that they built the browser with using their own code. So they coded it, you know, just like Firefox. Firefox uses its own code to pull up the browser. Well, that's what Edge did, and it was decent, but you still had some issues, you know, compatibility issues, and it slowly declined. It kind of fell off the face of the earth because nobody wanted to use the damn
Yeah,
thing.
because people's websites don't look
Yeah,
right
exactly.
on that.
On that platform.
Yeah,
So
it just doesn't show up right.
yeah. So Microsoft took everybody's criticism and, you know, dynamite, whatever you want to call it, and they completely revamped it into what we see at the Edge browser now, which is built on Chromium.
Just like Google Chrome.
Google Chrome. So there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. You know, so it's
Yeah.
one of those things. Why recreate the wheel when you've got a great platform that just works right out of the box, and then you can throw your proprietary stuff
Yeah.
into it. So
Right.
that's what Edge did.
It's an illusion of choice, but it's really the same.
It's really the same.
Mm-hmm.
But in doing that, it's becoming more popular because
Because it's built on Chromium.
it's built on Chromium, but it is also the default the default browser on any new Microsoft devices.
Which is pretty much everything except for
Pretty
Apple.
much everything but Apple.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Edge is already on your computer when you go to the store and buy it, so therefore people are using it, and obviously they're liking it. When I tested the new one out, I actually kind of liked it. It's pretty nice. You know,
Right
nice
on.
and I like streamlined. So there you go. And then let's go to our next browser, which is my favorite browser ever.
Favorite browser
Yes.
ever?
It is called Brave. The Brave browser. The
Sounds
Brave
cool.
browser. It's awesome. It's awesome.
I wonder if Mel Gibson uses it. You know, like Braveheart. I don't know. I
If you
was
could
trying
only
to make
see
a
my
joke,
face
but
right now. Oh.
I'm just trying to make a joke since you can't see our faces.
She's all right.
Go ahead, roll your eyes
But,
at
you know,
me. It's
he,
fine.
he might. He's kind of crazy now. You know, he might freaking use it. You never know.
He's
But anyway,
crazy like a fox.
yeah. So the Brave browser. Take a wild guess what the Brave browser is built on.
Chromium,
Chromium. Yeah.
which means it works really well
Works
with all the
really
websites
well.
and
Yes.
shows all the websites like they're supposed to be shown.
Yep, it's very nice out of the box. But here's the best thing. So basically, if you're a Chrome user and you use Edge or you use Brave, you're going to be very comfortable because you've seen it before.
Cool.
Very easy to transition from Chrome to one of these other Edge or Brave. But the nice thing about Brave, which is the worst part about, you know, if you're a marketer like moi,
Right, yeah.
it sucks because
Well,
Brave
yeah.
blocks all those trackers that you're, you know,
Mm-hmm.
those Facebook pixels.
But see,
All that.
I'm glad you brought that up because a
Yes.
lot of times people want to find information that sometimes gets filtered out.
Mm-hmm.
And is this going to let them see more information that might get filtered out on some other
It
browsers?
could, absolutely. And
So then it
actually-
doesn't track you,
Mhm.
which marketers don't really love, but a lot of people do.
Yep.
A lot of humans don't like to be tracked, so they may
Nope.
choose this to.
It's getting more and more in the world that we live in today that people don't want to be tracked.
Right.
So that's where, going back to the search engine, DuckDuckGo is great because it does not track certain items. So you can actually, when you do a search, it's not going to take your data with it. Same thing with Brave. Now, the way Brave makes it even better is it's built on the Chromium platform, but then you have two modes of incognito. Which, if you
Is
anybody
it a
knows
real
what-
incognito? Is it real?
Well, okay.
Or
Let's
I'm
talk
just
about
asking.
the two.
Okay.
The first, the standard incognito, basically it's one of those things that it will still share information. I'm trying to think of a way to put that. It won't share your personal information, but it will share some
Like
information.
demographic
Yes,
information, like broad
yeah.
demographic
Yep.
information about you.
Right. But what it doesn't remember would be your history. So your search histories and stuff like that. So none of that will be tracked. So if somebody was to come in, let's say you were looking at some very crazy stuff on,
Or stuff for your boyfriend's or your husband's
yes,
birthday.
Exactly.
Your
Yeah.
significant other's birthday, and then they're sitting next to you, and you get ads for all the same stuff you were just looking at for their birthday, and boom, there goes the surprise.
Exactly. So
That's it.
that's why you want to use incognito. Now, where Brave has taken it to a new level, you can now go into their incognito using Tor, which is basically like your own built-in into the browser VPN, which is a virtual private network. So guess what?
Oh, that's cool. So you're not tracked at all.
Absolutely nothing is tracked, which is why I absolutely love Brave.
Yeah.
Because if you really want to do some searching, and I do some searching, and, and being a marketer, you always want to go into an incognito mode anyway to research your competitors,
Yep.
research your clients' competitors, because you want to make sure that browser thinks you are a brand new person coming and doing this search so that you get the best information possible.
Yeah, and the same goes for everybody listening who's any small business owner who does any
Mm-hmm.
research on their competition, which hopefully y'all are doing.
Yep.
Doing that in an incognito browser where you're not tracked is super important, so that
Yep.
you're acting like a new user, so that you can compare
We're live.
how you're doing. Hey,
Sorry, just wanted to make sure you guys seen that we're actually still here.
we are still here,
Yeah, I'm drinking coffee
and
and
not
hopefully,
coffee, but
she's
my energy Celsius drink.
Poor
So my
woman.
treat. My treat.
Yep, so here we go. Back to the show.
Okay.
All right, so I love Brave. I hope
I think we get that.
I think you guys get that.
I think we get that.
Okay, so let's move on. And all these browsers have been Windows, so I couldn't leave out for all you poor Mac users and Apple users.
Me. Me. Big dots for tiny tots.
Yeah,
I like my
couldn't leave
I
out
like my
your,
easy.
your Safari.
Yep.
Not really much to say. Safari. Safari is one of those that I hate. Between Safari and Internet Explorer back in the day, these are the two worst freaking platforms to display websites correctly.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Couldn't leave us out though.
Yeah. Well, in the years,
Maybe they'll
though,
come up and
well, Safari's been
improve.
getting better, and Safari's a little better. Back in the day, it was horrible. Today, I can deal
Getting
with it.
a little
I guess.
better.
Yeah. So there you go for all you Apple people. Safari.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. So what exactly is Chromium? So just real quickly, a kind of a catch up is Chromium is a free and open source software project from Google. The source code can be compiled into a web browser. So that's basically what builds the browser out and makes it look nice and pretty and streamlined and all that stuff. But then, the great thing about the Chromium here is that it's most notably on your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge, Opera, which is a browser that we didn't talk about, but it's another one out there, and now Brave.
Awesome sauce.
Yep.
Now we have a little bit of education to take with us.
Yeah. So, hold on.
Oh, we're doing
almost
a speed
done.
test.
Yeah, almost done. So, did a speed test.
All right.
Took this from the interwebs.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it's comparing Brave to Chrome.
Ooh.
Now, when you look at these tests, you can see that they're all news sources. And the reason for that is that these news source websites are full of scripts. They're full of ads. They're full of crap that
Which is the stuff that slows websites down typically,
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
So that's why we use those for the example.
Exactly. So that's why we're bringing in Brave and Chrome into the equation because they're both built on the same exact platform. So they're both on Chromium, but with Brave blocks out all that unnecessary crap and trackers that you don't want, so you see the speed difference. So CBS News, Brave will load it in 16 seconds, a full page. Chrome will load it in 45 seconds.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
Well, that's great for me because I have a really short attention span.
Yeah, well,
So.
just think what your website will load in Brave.
Ooh.
Your website would load
Yes.
pretty much instant. That's like Deckard and Company in Brave.
Yeah.
I have a very robust website. It's very
Mm-hmm.
colorful. It's loaded with graphics. Normal on Chrome load time is anywhere from 2 seconds to about 3.5, which is pretty normal for a
Mm-hmm.
website. On Brave, it'll load in about 1.5 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, and once it visits your website and it caches it, when you visit it again, I mean, it literally loads instantaneously.
That's
It's
awesome.
crazy. So that's the beauty about caching.
Time is money.
Yeah, so there's that, and then here's that graphic about which is the most popular.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at Chrome.
Well, yeah. Not surprised.
56%.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, and it's Safari.
And then Safari.
It's Safari.
I'm gonna say that really
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
you know.
But it's because of all the Apple products that are sold, and then that's
Yep.
the default on those machines.
Yep.
So there you go.
Absolutely.
Makes sense to me.
And then my last graphic, here you go, and we're gonna meet my last.
we're gonna meet
we're
this
gonna meet the next
character.
character,
Aww.
the Sasquatch.
Isn't he cute?
Yeah, right. It's all about.
He's got a
Sasquatch.
lot more hair than you do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. He just needs a haircut. That's all it is.
Just a trim.
Yeah, he just needs a trim. It's all good.
Maybe he can go get a wax.
Oh, I
Be,
pity that poor
Be
turd.
a job. It'd be quite a job.
So my two new little characters came about because our website management has completely been revamped. So the packages have changed, and the first package obviously is the pup. So that's where the pup comes
So
in.
cute.
And then the big one, which is actually still the most popular, is called the Sasquatch plan.
I mean, what else are you gonna call it? It's the biggest.
It's the biggest, yeah, it's great.
What else are you gonna call it? I mean, makes sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I think it's
Speaking
good.
of our website and packages that are on there,
Yes.
well, they're all super transparent. So that just means like we're not trying to be like fast,
Right.
crazy, bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be transparent with our business owners because there's nothing more frustrating than working with another local small business owner that tries to take advantage of another local small business owner. So we try to be super transparent on our website so you see all of our pricing. You
Yeah.
know that the work that we do is all in-house, and if it's not, we're going to tell you.
Yep. And I
Super
can tell
important.
you right now, Deckard and Company does not outsource anything.
We don't outsource anything.
Yep. If you hire us to build your website, guess who builds your website?
If you
This
need
guy.
marketing strategy, guess who's going to do that? This one.
Here, hint.
Me. So, and we have, a staff.
Yep.
There's
Oh.
people that work with us.
Exactly.
Awesome people.
Yep.
That
Social
handle all
media.
of our social.
Social media. We do not outsource your social media. When you
Yeah.
hire Deckard and Company to do your social media, you're trusting us with your business or organization.
And it's a personal thing.
It is.
Social media is so personal.
So we have Mia, who works for Deckard and Company, and she does everything.
Yep.
So, I told you I wasn't going to call anybody out.
No
but
calling out people. But, it's...
You
it is-
outsource, shame on you.
The thing is now I'm going to be transparent. So when I started my
Please.
agency, which my 2020 pivot, my agency is now a recommendation and connection page for Real Connections. When I started that, I had to outsource. And that's how I met Brian, because I was looking for a local small web designer that didn't outsource, and it was very hard for me to find somebody that I felt comfortable working with and handing off my clients to. And then I just decided that with everything going on, it was better to just merge with Deckard and Company, and I'll do the strategy
Yeah.
for them, and I'll refer clients, and that works beautifully because the outsourcing game way too difficult to handle. you cannot give someone that personal experience that is super important to me when I'm working with a client. I have, like y'all know, I have a heart for a small business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I come from a family of entrepreneurs, so I want to do the best for the people that I work with, and I expect the same in return. So I'm not going to try to outsource, which is why I work with Brian now. You know, my pivot includes the fact that I went ahead and instead of becoming a real estate referral agent, I'm now full into real estate, and I actually do love it, which is cool. But doing the marketing strategy for people, I mean, that's my passion, because it seems to be something that I have a knack for, so I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, do what you love.
That's right.
You know, absolutely.
I feel like I'm on vacation every day because I love my occupation. There's a song about that. Yeah. Want to hear it? Here it goes. Just kidding. I'm not going to sing. I'm not going to sing for you.
I'd rather
You're
jump
welcome.
out of this fifth story when I'd probably live.
You might. I might kill you if I sing, though.
Yeah. At least my ears would bleed.
Possibly.
We got to save all of our listeners, 'cause they don't want to hear that.
So we're gonna be we are gonna be out in the community. I'm gonna be doing some interviews with my real estate partner Karen. We're gonna be going out and checking out what's new in the community, and we'll be talking about some of that here.
Yep.
So if you guys want to be featured, let us know. And then our curriculums.
Yeah.
Ooh, so many of
definitely
you
talk
have
about
said,
that, yeah.
I am social media challenged. I need help. I don't know what to do. So in For Real Connections, we already have a course. It's completely free. It helps you to, get your personal Facebook profile set up appropriately so that you can network effectively on social media, because right now it's kind of like what you got for networking is going to be virtual or online. So you can't really, there's not a lot of in-person going on, which I miss it. I need my people, y'all. But in the meantime, might as well go in For Real Connections and check out that course. It's free.
Yep.
Get yourself all spruced up, and then we're going to be getting more in depth on some other platforms like Instagram and different things like that, on what you can do on there and what's appropriate, what'll keep you out of Facebook jail,
Yes.
stuff like that.
And we're going to be putting it on a new website that I've been developing for a while. One day it'll be completely finished.
But you just can't stop being so busy.
There's a problem, I'll get it.
He's getting it.
When I get it, it's going to be cool, because
Yes.
it's going to be as you can see here on the website, it's going to be a complete learning platform.
It'll be a full moon.
Yep.
And we don't do
Yep.
half moon things
Yeah,
here.
it's gonna
Deckard
be
and Company.
great. So it's going to have courses. It's also going to have some paid courses, which are really going to go in depth on things like learning how to use Elementor. So all you people that are trying to be website designers now,
I'm not trying to be a designer. I just want to
you
do some
can-
stuff.
you
I
can
need
go
this.
here and learn how to use the tools,
And cry by yourself like I do.
or just outsource like you do now. Say I don't want to learn that stuff. I just want to make 200% commission.
Yeah, that's not okay. Don't be trying to pull the wool over people's eyes, man. Karma's real.
Yeah,
You can't be
karma
doing
is
that.
real. It'll get you. And where it usually gets you is about a year down the road when that client comes back and say, "Hey, something's not right on my website. Can you figure it out?"
No, sorry, can't do it. Can't do it.
Nope. I have no idea because I didn't build the damn thing. Ah.
Oh well, that's when you call us.
Yeah. So that site will be up.
Do we have any
Yeah,
questions?
stuff.
I haven't even been looking at the
Yeah,
comments.
you know what? Here, let me pull up the other comments as well.
Yeah,
just
let's
in
see what we
case
got.
see anything. So this
Hey,
actually went a
Kate.
little longer.
Hey, Heather.
A little longer than we usually had planned, but
It's all right. I haven't been here in a while.
That's true. Yeah, and we got some really cool ass people on here.
Yeah. Hey,
that are-
Robin.
Yeah.
And then somebody's Facebook user is asking a question here.
Oh, what do we got?
Oh, somebody asked, is there a difference between using DuckDuckGo and using Google Incognito?
Oh, that would be the Miss Kate. And so DuckDuckGo, like we said, is a search engine. And
then Google Incognito.
yep. So Google Incognito. So that's just going. If you do a Google search incognito, it's still going to track some information, but it is not going to track your demographics and stuff. And on your local machine, meaning whatever you're doing the search on,
It won't track your history.
it's not going to track your history.
Yeah.
So that's where if you really want to hide your stuff, install the install the Brave browser, and you can put Brave. Somebody I see asking if you can put Brave on things. You can put Brave on everything. Brave is a browser, a complete browser. I have it on my laptop, my desktop, and my mobile devices. And there you can go into the incognito, or you can go into the incognito with Tor and really do some no track happiness.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the difference. So I hope I answered your question there. Like I said, I use Brave all the time.
We also have a suggestion from Heather Romke. She's asking if we can do a Tuesday at 2 on how to host live events on Facebook. Well, yeah.
Okay. Yes, I think we could probably do that.
We'll just set up a couple cameras in here so you can see what we got going on. Yeah, we can do that.
See
Great
the
idea.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah,
glamorous.
We'll definitely do that. Yep. You know, I'll show you our setup. Our setup is very easy when it comes to prices. Actually, not horrible. The two most expensive things that you're going to need would be a camera and the microphone, which I think you might
Maybe
see the
a
top
little
of it. Yeah, which is what we're using.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can do that, Heather. That's a great idea.
Absolutely. So, and maybe we can bring Heather in here. You guys can do some talking, and I can do some waving around and show everybody some coolness.
Heather and I are going to talk all day if you just give us free reign.
Oh, God.
Because we do love to talk.
Watch out. So yeah, so there you go. So
All
I
right.
think that's a pretty good Tuesday.
This was
at
a
2.
robust Tuesday at 2, so thanks for hanging in with us.
Love all the people that hopped on here to check us out live.
Yes.
And as always, you know, the nice thing with going live is it saves onto our Facebook page, onto my YouTube page, and then all the people that watch it later, you would be very surprised on how just how much traction you get on doing things like this.
So we'd love to do a Tuesday at 2 on how to do this yourself so you can help your business too.
Yep, absolutely.
Great idea.
So
Thanks
that's what
for hanging out.
Yep. So I hope everybody has a good one and do behave.
If you want. Bye. Bye.